Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are the two people who are going to keep you entertained and excited and give you an idea about what's going to happen to change your life today on how to make money using your creativity. And I'm Elke Clarke.
And I'm Jen Clarke.
And we teach and mentor creative entrepreneurs like yourself how to make money online. And today we are speaking specifically about Zazzle and how it has affected our lives. And we are getting up close and personal, super personal, because we want to share our journey with you. Because, you know, sometimes you hear stories it's like, oh, I did this, and they go, well, that's fine for you. But you know, that's not going to be something I can do. So what we want to show you is we are just like you. We have struggled, we have tried, and we have, you know, as much as other people go, give it up, go get a real job. We have done everything, the mental, the physical, everything. We have struggled and we have made our success, and we want you to be that successful as well. So that is why we are here, to help you relate to us and then hopefully see that you too have the ability through the right tools and the right programs and the right mentors, maybe us, that you can feel confident enough to know that you can do this as well. Yes. So our up close and personal is going to be almost a little bit of like going into the closet and pulling out the cobwebs. Because for me, you know, I started on Zazzle, and we're in the pre-show. So we're going to start in a couple minutes with the actual show. So if you're on live already, put in the chat what your name is and where you're from. But I'd also really love to know, are you a blogger? Are you a mompreneur? Are you a stay-at-home parent? Like mompreneur is only female, but like dadpreneur for sure. Or if you're a creative who is struggling to make money online and just really wants to make it work, right? Because we were talking about that before we went live on the pre-show. And we said that a lot of us, including ourselves, value our abilities by how much money we make. And boy, you know, that's what society teaches you, right? You are related to, oh, wow, he's a doctor, must make a lot of money, or a lawyer. And so, okay, you're an artist. What's the saying? Starving artist? That's just like so horrible, because that imprints in your brain that you can't do anything with art unless you starve. And that is so wrong, because now, especially in this day and age with all the technology, there is a way for you to make money. There's actually even in the government that they're starting out to give you there's initiatives to help the creative economy, which is all of us creatives, and help them make money somehow. And we already have that solution. We don't have to wait for the government. We have that solution, and we're going to talk about that today, how we found it on our own. We made it work for ourselves. Now you can help yourself by using what we've learned to help yourself, so that you don't have to wait for anyone else to help you. You've got an answer right now if you want to make money using your creativity. So it is the bottom of the hour, 11:30 our time, Eastern Standard Time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are in the actual show.
And we've got lots of people online. There's so many people saying hi in the chat. If you're online,
yes,
write where you're from and what your name is.
Yeah, and I'm Elke Clarke, if you haven't joined us before. And
I'm Jen Clarke.
And we mentor and teach creative entrepreneurs how to make money online with, in this case, Zazzle. And we'll talk more about that later, but we want to show you that we have tried many different things and had a, you know, up and down journey. And we hope that you can relate to what we are going to tell you today, and then hopefully also see how this might be a possibility for you. And if it is, then there's an option for you to find more out about how you can get started. Okay,
so we're going to start this session off. It's a little bit different. We're going to play around with some things that we've never done before here on a Facebook Live Zoom conference call before. So what we are going to do, I'm going to start the slideshow now. And then
yes, we have to just excuse ourselves for going back and forth.
We're going to go back and forth, but we are going to share my screen now.
Yeah, because we're going to show you some
play.
Pictures. We're going to show you some information. And so this session is called Up Close and Personal Zazzle Success Stories, which will share plus others. And this is a mentoring hour because we want a lot of interaction. We want to see things in the chat where people are talking and saying things about their journey, and maybe having an ability to relate to us, and we can give advice to you as to how you can move ahead in your journey to make what you want on, in this case, Zazzle, so that you can see the success you want to see with your creativity.
Yes. And also you are free to write anything in the chat. I've already seen that there's someone who posted that they have their own story to share. So we'll get to that at some point.
My computer, I'm ready.
A laptop on the other side. We've got 2 laptops. So you should see our setup in the background here. It's crazy. But yeah, if you have any stories to tell, write them in the chat, because as we said, this is sort of a mentoring hour where we get to know you as a person as well, and get to know your story and where you came from and how you know Zazzle.
Yeah.
So, and we want to tell you to stay tuned to the end, into the very end. So hopefully you're able to stay with us for the hour that we're hoping to spend, or hour and a bit, on live here, because we have a very special surprise for you from yours truly, Elke Clarke.
I love putting my picture up.
And yeah, we'd love for you to stay with us. We're going to have a great discussion today. So as we said, please stay and watch until the end. And if you're watching the replay, watch to the end as well, and send us an email once you know what the surprise is, if you would like to take part of it.
So we've got Nelda and Jess and Sue and Diana, Valerie, Becky, and Susan and Jess, again, sorry, Marlene Tucker, hopefully that's correct. And we've got Mike on, Robert, Patricia, Beth. Welcome to all of you.
Welcome. We are very excited to have you here. So I am going to now start off by telling, oops, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Let's see. I'm going to start off by telling a little bit about my story. Actually, no, this is going to go, we're going to play around with the format. I'm going to stop screen share, and then we're going to chat here, the 2 of us here quickly on screen, full screen. And so I'm going to start off this session talking about my story, because hopefully all of you have seen, what's up?
Robert asked if I was engaged, and I don't mean to just interrupt, but okay, whatever.
I'm going to start off this session by telling my story, because hopefully all of you have seen the blog post that we put out. Was that yesterday? 2 days ago. And it was a fun little story that I had a lot of fun making the video, because I wanted to share my story and my experience with social media and trying to make money online in different ways rather than Zazzle. And my story is that when I was in university and in high school, I was a very creative person. I really liked doing things with my hands. My mom was a painter, and she inspired me to do things. I was really crap at drawing and doing things artistically in terms of painting, but I really found my passion with doing things with my hands. So knitting, doing sewing, creating the jewelry, and doing graphic design, things like that. So I love making things with my hands. And so I got into loving the fashion industry. And I'm going to show you some pictures in a couple seconds, but I wanted to
Jen even did a fashion styling degree.
I know, I did a fashion styling degree. Seems like ages ago. But I was so passionate about doing fashion and design and jewelry and even purse making, like anything to do with clothing and accessories, I absolutely loved. And I was 100% in it. And I wanted to make money by doing those things. And at this point, I was making the designs and making the products, and I would go to my local stores and they wouldn't want to buy them, or they wanted to buy them for less than I wanted to sell them for. And so I said, no, I'm not going to sell myself short, because I don't want to be a starving artist. I made this, and my heart and soul went into this product, and I spent a lot of time and effort onto it, and I'm not going to settle for anything less than what I want to sell it for. And so I decided to try and sell my products online through Etsy and Amazon, and also writing a blog and doing social media. I started a fashion blog, which was quite popular, and I had a good following on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And I thought that I could sell my designs through there. And as you saw in the blog post, my video that I made, that I posted up on YouTube this week, it was sort of my journey, a very exaggerated journey that I had while I was trying to make money online with social media and through blogging, because it was just a lot of hard work. I felt like I was very passionate about the topic and my niche, which was fashion, except that I did not have the personality that I needed to at that point, because
is hard, because look at her. She's so bubbly and like gorgeous. And, yeah.
So, but this was way back when, I think this is around 10 or, 5 to 10 years ago, when 10, because I started on Zazzle. So 10 years ago, when blogging had just become the new hot thing, everybody was starting to write a blog. And this was even before Facebook really got popular, before Instagram even was existing. Twitter didn't exist. I want to say, most of Snapchat was, and Vine was non-existent. YouTube was there, but it was more so for people to put their own videos up. You would never have said, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. So blogging was the thing to get people noticed. And
people were making a lot of money on that using AdSense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
I have some interesting stories with AdSense, but my blog was very popular. But what I was finding out was that people were not buying my things, or I wasn't getting the money that I was expecting for the efforts that I was putting into making my blog look great, trying to get new followers, doing promotion. So I felt like I was very exhausted. And also the fact that I needed to be the next hot new thing. If you were a blogger, you needed new content constantly. And what I felt, I didn't want to make the content forcefully. I'm a very creative person, and I can make content whenever I want. But the fact of the point is whenever I want and whenever I feel creative. I'm not a person that can be forced to be creative. And I'm sure many people can relate to that. And so when I posted something on my blog or my social media, it was amazing. It was, everybody reacted extremely well to it, except I wasn't consistent, not because I was procrastinating or I didn't want to do it. It just because I wasn't in the mood or the mindset to do it. And hopefully a lot of people can relate to that, because if you're online with social media, you always have to look good. You always have to be on camera. You always have to be seeking your next follower, because if you don't have followers, you don't have an influence on people. So I'm going to now switch back to my presentation for a second. I'm going to screen share, and I'm going to show you guys what I did in terms of my products here. And you're going to see a little bit of a fashion show from me. So this was exactly 8 years ago, which is insane to think about. And you can see this picture of me, and I designed the jewelry that I'm wearing. So I'm wearing a necklace that I made.
And the purse.
And the purse, yeah. And I made the purse as well. And this is me doing a styled photo shoot for my blog. And I used to take...
Mother was the photographer.
Yeah.
We're a team all the time.
I used to take a lot of photos like this for my blog and for my website. And as you can see, I named myself jennycdesigns.com. That website is still existing, except I haven't touched it in years. But I used to put so much time and effort into making myself, look good and do things for my products to try and sell them, because that's what you needed to do at that point. As I said, Facebook and Instagram didn't exist. So you needed to take really good professional photos and put them up on your website. So here's another one here. In these pictures, I'm also wearing the jewelry that I made. And the dresses aren't mine, but I did make dresses that were quite similar to these, and I would style them and do a photo shoot for them for my blog as well. And here you can see me, one more picture. I've never actually shared these pictures with anyone before.
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal. So whenever I speak about this to our course members, I say, yeah, I used to do design and fashion design and jewelry. But I don't know if they actually believe me, because I've never shown them proof. So here's the proof that I'm giving you that I was a creative person.
Don't you love it? I mean, isn't she amazing? And she just came up with all these designs, and yeah, she just has this flair. And no matter what she touched and tried, well, what else did we do? You made your own clothes out of recycled, because we were going with, there was that trend of keeping the environment clean, and that recycled clothing type theme was going on. So we took clothes from the Goodwill, and I don't know if that's the same everywhere else in the world, but, and then we would Jen would design different, take things from each piece and make new outfits, and also crocheting, knitting, just everything, as well as just being online and promoting other things. Remember, you used to style things and use, what was it that was called, where you put things together? Polyvore, and like whatever she touched, it was gold. And so that's what makes it even harder to understand why she didn't make money using those options. So we can really relate to how people who are amazing creatives who are having trouble, because all you see is what you see in the social media, where they say, oh, you know, I just started a blog and I made thousands of dollars. And
it's hard work.
It just doesn't happen like that in reality. And that's what we're here to try and tell you, especially that fun video that Jen made. Sure, there are definitely some people who are making a ton of money doing that in terms of blogging and whatnot. But for the rest of us, the normal people, that is not going to happen. And so we need to find ways to help ourselves, right? Because we still have a lot to give and offer.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you should write your answers in the chat now if you feel free to do so. Have you ever tried to make money online in other different ways besides Zazzle? I mean, are you a creative that, like me and my mother, have you tried different websites? Have you tried to make money on your own website? Have you tried to make money with social media? Or even all the old websites that used to exist, where you took online surveys, or you wrote reviews, or you know, Etsy, Shopify. If you have any other experience with online platforms where they tell you that you can make money online, let us know in the chat, because we'd love to hear your story. And obviously you're interested in making money online with Zazzle. So what are your experiences with them? Have you failed? Have you succeeded? Are you using both at the same time with Zazzle? So yeah, let us know a little bit more about yourselves, and we are going to read your comments if there are any interesting ones.
Well, we've already got one from Valerie. Now, it's not that she was
making
hold money.
On. I'm going to stop the screen share. We're going to go on. We're going to go on together now. There
okay. Yeah. So we've already got a comment from Valerie, and we want more to come in for sure. But Valerie, not so much online, but she said that she wanted to find a way to make money with her creativity, which is awesome. Sick of jobs that didn't treat employees well. Exactly, right? If you give your heart and soul to people doing your job, and all of a sudden, like, you're just a number, because they're looking for their profits. They're not interested in what creativity you have to bring to the table. And that's always a biggie for all of us creatives who, you know, we value our creativity more than someone else does who doesn't get it. And so then they're working with different rules than you are. And so you, like, it's a double whammy, because they just look at you as a number and an employee, and you're saying, I just not only gave you the work, but I gave you my heart and soul. And we have more value associated with that. And whoever doesn't get that doesn't pay you for that. So we need to find a way to get paid for that creativity, and who finds it valuable. And so that's what we're talking about with Zazzle, and we're going to get more into that. She said that she tried doing things like, she was a school photographer for a company that's now out of business. That's a really other big thing, because Zazzle's been around since 2003, I think, in beta form, and then it just in 2005 it celebrated its 15 celebrated its 10-year anniversary. So, and it's still going strong and always improving. So you're tying yourself up with someone or a company that's in it for the long term, always still privately held, and they're always doing things to improve and make things better. So now that you have something that you don't want to invest in someone else's company that isn't going to give you long-term success or future possibility. Then she said she was a teacher at a school where they're cutting pay and giving comp time that you weren't actually allowed to use. Okay, I don't quite understand that last part, but yeah, listen, that's the thing. Salary job. You want to have your own job that you're in charge of your own business. Maybe? Oh, maybe computer time. Okay, but in terms of the the situation. You've got 3, right? First of all, you're not really using your creativity the way you want to. B, there's companies that can even go out of business. And then even when you go to something that's more secure, like school or government job, they're cutting back, right?
Sorry, I just like, did you say 1 and then B? I think you did.
Oh, 1. 1, 2. I'm just so passionate about this because I have been there. I've done that. I've had my own, I've been part of a company. I've been part of several companies that have downsized. I have seen my parents and my husband have issues. It's just incredible. And so now what you want to do, and this, I vowed, I said, I've got to make my own money, my own business, and I have to do it on my rules where creativity is really valued. So that I get paid for what I'm doing best, right? So let's see, what else have we got in terms of comments so that we can move on. Oh, comp time is like vacation time, but the school couldn't afford subs. So again, they're playing with you, right? And it's your valuable time. You have one life to live. Why don't you be the best you can be and do what you can to make it work the way you want it to work?
Okay, we've got Beth. We've got people. Beth has said something. Okay.
Beth has my own website, Cafe Press, affiliate marketing, Etsy, drop shipping, eBay, and of course, Zazzle.
Wow.
I've been busy for the last 15 years.
Yes,
LOL.
you have.
Good for you, Beth. That's awesome. And that is the thing. We are going to present your opportunity for Zazzle here, but we've done all of those things as well. And that's the other thing. Jen was on Etsy with her products, and also I had some stuff on there. And it's interesting because what we're going to show you is a way that really worked well for us, but we're never going to say only do Zazzle. But we have been working on Cafe Press, affiliate marketing, Etsy. We haven't done drop shipping yet, but eBay, all of those things in conjunction with Zazzle all the way through the 10 years that we've been working on Zazzle. And Zazzle just stood out like a sore thumb. It was the most profitable, the least amount of work, the most consistent in terms of, being able to do something 10 years ago and still make money now. It's just that has had the most pluses and the least amount of work per se, even though there's a lot of work compared to all of these other companies. So that's why we're really recommending Zazzle at this moment. So what else have we got?
Diane said that Diane, I tried doing jewelry on Etsy as well, but became overwhelmed when I was trying to go to school, so I dropped it. Beautiful pictures, and started doing some designs on Cafe Press.
Good. Yes, that is the thing. Once you learn how to do it properly on Zazzle, then you can also do that on some of the other print-on-demand company sites. But there are so many unique things about Zazzle that just allow you to make more money with your efforts on Zazzle than you would have on Cafe Press. And it's almost like too much to go into here in this presentation, except that you've got a better worldwide reach, you have more ability to be found, you have a much better website design and look. So people really value, they already put more value on your product just because the website looks amazing compared to, let's say, Cafe Press. You have a lot less work to do than if you were doing Etsy, fulfillment of products, whatever. It's just incredible the pluses and bonuses that there are with Zazzle. So, we've got some more. Susan, I tried, is that what you already did? No. I tried doing a website with digital art created by myself. Good for you. And a few of my siblings, but not doing well with that. Tried Etsy, but not successful there. Been at Zazzle years, but started a new store at Zazzle almost a year ago with my sister and brother, and this store is starting to make a little bit of money. Would love to improve with sales though. Good for you though. That's awesome, Susan. That is exactly what we're talking about, because when I started, I made like an inkling of money, and it gave me the hope. And I'll go into my story a little bit more, but that is the thing. Now, even the way you wrote it, it makes me feel like you now have this spark and you believe that it's going to work for you. And we feel that way too, just by reading this. And we will give you some tools at the end of this to help you see if there's a way that you can incorporate that in what you want to do for your Zazzle journey. So that's awesome. Now, what does Robert say? I've never tried to sell online before. However, my first job in 1982 was going door to door in San Francisco, wealthy areas, selling drawings of people's houses. Yeah, exactly. Good for you. And see, this is how creatives work. We do so many creative things to try and make money. I'd go to the cocktail hour figuring the man of the house had a few under his belt. And the ladies always wanted to have the drawing of their house. So I used to make around $150 every evening. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Robert.
And
that is so
Robert
awesome.
Robert has been a course member for a really long time, and we just learned that from him right now. We didn't know that.
Yeah. And it says that was BC, and that means before computers. Well, you know what? Trisha Romance, I don't know if you know that author, that artist. She's a very famous artist here in Canada. That's what she and her husband did. She would draw, and the husband would go. He used to sell vacuums. Instead, he started selling his wife's art, and that's why she became so famous. And now her prints are going for $400 or $500 a piece, and that's the print. And so that we all start out somehow, right? Now, Neil said, I did Squito from 2008, which is where I found Zazzle originally. Visibility was great via Squito. Yes, we were also on Squito, typing away, writing articles and everything. So I totally get that. But it disappeared when Squito itself disappeared. And then he did his own websites, lots of them, mainly AdSense, Amazon Associates, Share a Sale, CJ, which is Commission Junction, etc. Made decent money until Cringe's Panda Penguin updates. Yeah, I know, that's the thing. There's and what he's saying, for those that don't understand, those are different updates that Google made to change the parameters of how you can make money on social media. And that is what we're talking about. So thank you so much, Neil, for sharing that, because that's what happened to us. We were like going gangbusters with some of these websites. And even though Jen said she had trouble with getting people to come to her site, there were other things we were doing like Squito and whatnot. And then it's like, we were just starting to feel like we were making some money. And then they changed the rules. And it's like, what do we do now? And we have to kept changing and having to reinvent and figure out the newest rule. And so thank you so much, Neil, for sharing that, because all of those things, yep, we did them all. And what we found, I actually wanted to bring a binder, but I didn't. But it was like this big 3-inch binder, and it had all of my logins and all the information for all the things, because we tried so many options and
couldn't keep track of them.
Even like, and all of them are dead in the water, really, now, but Zazzle. And that's what I wanted to really bring across today. He lost 95% of his traffic and his earnings within 48 hours. Wow. Oh my gosh, Neil, that is horrible. But I'm sure that there are so many others that can relate to that. And really sorry about that, Neil. So then he moved to writing fiction on Kindle and doing ebooks. You see, we're all creative. And I relate to that because I actually got a short story published because, I said, okay, I'll write. And we were like doing product reviews, there's articles you can get paid for if people view your articles, lots of sites that have already disappeared, but we were doing those as well.
Yeah.
So that's really great. Neil's comments coming down. Then, but I like the website blogging and I love messing around with GIMP on, so Zazzle is a dream opportunity. So I'm back on Zazzle now. Good for you, Neil. That is awesome. And GIMP is a program that you can use to like do creative things like Photoshop or whatnot, in case others don't know. Thank you so much, Neil, for sharing that. I'm so glad that you're back on Zazzle and that you think it's a dream opportunity, because that's what we're trying to do. We are not here so much to sell a course. We are here to help and mentor people such as yourself who've obviously struggled. And we want to share our stories, and I love that everyone's sharing theirs, so that you can really understand that it's not, we're willing to do the hard work. We're willing to put all the effort in needed, but sometimes you also need to just get a little boost to help out. And that's what I noticed when I first started on Zazzle. I'll get into that in a minute, but I needed that boost, and I didn't get it. So now that was what I vowed, that when I became successful, that I was going to give back. And this is what our journey is now. A year and a half ago, we would have never come on live and talk to you like this. We're very shy. And this is actually the most open I've ever been, because I'm going to show you pictures of me when I was pregnant with the twins. Oh my gosh, it's coming. And I was like,
I told my mom, I was like, do you want to put up a picture of you pregnant with my brothers, my baby brother boys? And she said, no. And I said, yeah, you can do it.
So we are sharing with you because we feel truly, sincerely that this is a great opportunity. We have now got the tools to help you. And if you're interested in figuring out what you need to do for your journey, we are here to help you. And we're going to get into that in a little bit more detail later. This is partly opening up, but partly also later. If you want to learn more about it, we're going to help you figure out how you can join the mentoring program and so on, and see if that's something for you. Now, we've got, hi, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Hugh Sim. And the Hugh Sim says, I'm a freelance wildlife photographer and graphic designer based in Vancouver. Another Canadian. Zazzle is my first and only attempt to sell online. I joined in 2015, but had my breakout year in sales in 2017. Yes, good for you. Would very much like to improve my sales in 2018. Well, you've come to the right place. We have helped so many people move ahead, things that they have been struggling with for years. And all of a sudden we give literally what we do, and they go, I can't believe it. All right, I get it now. It's awesome. This is really helpful. And I want to share some things like that with you as we go through the presentation. Now, Anne says, I started out selling my handmade crafts at local store and craft fairs. I also sold my clothing designs at a boutique on Cape Cod. Oh, very good, Anne. That is amazing. That is terrific. Yeah, like physical products. And see, that's, even though that is awesome, and we did that too. Like I was in home and decor stores. Jen was in.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We've done so
back
much
memories.
that I've forgotten all of these things. And now that you say this, I said, yeah, we were in a store down the street, and
we were in the One of a Kind show in Toronto, the really big, the show in all of Canada to be, and it was just awesome. But yet we didn't make any money, and it was driving me crazy. And we realized that we're putting a lot of money and effort into making the products, which we love doing, but the money was not coming in to even just pay for the supplies and all the driving back and forth to get to these shows, the fees to get into the shows. And we were just like, people loved our stuff, but it's like, okay, show me the money that it will actually work, right? And so we started feeling really bad about ourselves, and that it just wasn't working. What are we doing wrong? And we were really looking at it from almost like a point of view where we had no other options. And that's when Zazzle started to come online, and all these other things that 10 years ago weren't even available. So, part of all of our journeys is that technology has evolved, and these wonderful people in California that did all the computer work to set these companies up have now given us an opportunity that we didn't even have 10 years ago, right? Or 15, right? Now let's take advantage of it, especially since it's tried and true, because back in 2005, when I started, people were calling me up and giving me their credit card information so that I could order the product from my store for them online.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They rather trusted me, a total stranger, with their credit card information because they didn't want to shop online. That's the kind of hurdles we had back then. Now it's so commonplace that you just give everybody your credit card. But back then there's so much stigma with buying online. So now that everyone's on board and billions of people are going to have computers in the next 5 to 10 years, and this online marketing and online businesses are just going to flourish because that's where everyone's on these days to buy things. When was the last time you went to a store to buy something? So we are in the right business model. We are with a company that has been around for a long time, and who continually, with a company whose owners continually improve the system for the designers, right? Because a long time ago, there was this break between Cafe Press, which is another company that is similar, but has very, very different values in terms of how they treat the people who are providing the designs for the company to sell online. And that's what made the difference for me, is I stopped working on Cafe Press because they didn't care who we were. Zazzle constantly is doing things to make life better for the designers who are providing all the copyrighted material that they can sell on their website. And that is huge, 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 huge. Okay, so thank you so much for all of the people. Maybe one more. Carol, what are your thoughts on Cafe Press? Oh, okay, well, we just did that. All right, so
your thoughts, I think
here's my big reveal. Okay, so we've talked about the bloggers, we've talked about the graphic designers, the artists, the photographers, the crafters, anyone who has done something on social media, like blogging, Facebook, YouTube, affiliate marketing. It's obviously very difficult, and you're here because you've had a difficult time as well. Now what we want to do is move into the mompreneurs, the parents, because what I said was, and I'm going to show you.
Well, first of all, we want you to write in the chat, are you a parent?
Yes.
Or someone who, maybe not a parent, but you want to spend more time with your children or spend more time with your family in general, have time, freedom.
Yeah, whether that's a parent or even just being with your parent, because I just recently, Jen and I just recently helped my mom. We just spent 3-4 weeks, was it? All in all, we just moved up to her place because she had her hip replaced, and we could have never done that had we been working at a traditional job. And I feel so grateful that we were able to do that, because she is now up and running, driving a car.
She walks faster than I do now.
I know, it's awesome. So I'm sure that helped, because we were there. She didn't have to be in a hospital. She didn't have to be in like one of these recuperating type situations where you're still stuck in a hospital type bedroom. She was in her house. She felt more comfortable. And so we couldn't have done that if we hadn't been working on Zazzle. Now, that's the other thing that people keep asking us. Are you making all the money that you're making because you can do all this stuff because of you selling the courses? Absolutely not. No, this is all of our Zazzle earnings. I'll show you my Zazzle earnings very shortly, but it's not. The courses are a labor of love. Yes, they're earning us some money, but we want to show you that all of this is due to Zazzle income.
And also, I wanted to say, I didn't say this during my story, but each person has their own specific why on why they want to make money online, or why they have the drive to be creative and earn money with their creativity. And my why was that I wanted to be creative and make money and also have the money to travel. I was very interested in traveling the world. And I don't know if many of you know this story, but my mom will probably say a little bit about this later. But I earned enough money to actually move away from Canada and live in a different place and spend my time traveling. And so that was my why. And my mom's why
was to make sure that I didn't miss out on any of the opportunities that I had as a mother. Now, before we get into it, I've got some comments. Erica, she says, I'm a parent, and that's exactly me. I have 3 boys with disabilities, and I love the freedom it brings.
That's
amazing. Exactly. I was just like, almost like goosebumps. It's like they need that help, because who else is going to give it to them? And your kids are going to be so amazing as adults because of what you've been able to do with them by staying home and being there for them, because you're their champion, right? And Tracy says, I'm a parent, but teenagers, so no, I don't want to spend time with them. Well, you know what? it'll happen. I know you also have grandchildren, and I know you love spending time with them. So I know you do, somewhere in there. So, and then Lynn says, mother of young adult college twins. Congratulations. That's awesome. And Diana, single parent and grandparent. Wow, that's a double whammy job. Definitely. You've got them on both sides, and you've got the fun of being a grandparent, but also parenting them, and then being a parent. Awesome. And one of my sons is severely autistic, and I need to be able to spend more time with him, working with him. Exactly. We all have either relatives or immediate family members that need our attention. And it is just absolutely wonderful that you've chosen to be home with your son. That is just fabulous. Really fabulous. Who else? We've got Beth, mom of twin teenage boys. This is crazy. Hey. How many people are on here that are have mom of twins? This is awesome. I love how even over the years, when I've neglected my Zazzle store, I've still received a royalty payment every month.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Yes, exactly. And then, even sometimes if something happens in your life and you just get sidelined, there's a health issue or someone else has a health issue and you just need to be with them. Or like your kids, they may be doing really well for a bit. And you think, okay, I can go back to work. And like you get a traditional job, then the next minute there's something that happens again and you go, I can't do this. It's cycling up and down. So Zazzle is this great online opportunity that gives you stable income. If you set your store up correctly, your income comes in consistently. There's still a bit of a fluctuation, but that's what we are trying to show you when we get further in, that if you set it up properly, you still get a royalty check every month, and it can be very big if you make the right adjustments. Jude says, I'm not a parent, but I would love to spend time with my nephews and nieces. Exactly. Yes. Zazzle would be perfect for me to get passive income, to have more time for my family and friends. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. Thank you so much for sharing, everybody.
I know, this is amazing. We have so much great interaction today. I think that this is the first Facebook Live where people have opened up so much, I want to say. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we really honor that you're comfortable enough to share with us your journey and your struggles in life, and how we can relate to you. And we feel now like we know more about you, which is awesome, because now, I just feel very honored. So that's great. So now what is it? Stacy, mom of 3 girls with a husband that travels with work. Exactly. That was my situation. Like I had the kids at home, and what really got me was I also had a corporate job. I traveled a lot, and then we had fights because my husband would travel at the same time as I did, and we would actually like fight with each other. Go, can't you just change your time so that at least one of us would be home? And then I always had to call my mother in. And then what really broke my heart was the day that Jennifer said, "Mommy, which babysitter are we going to today?" And I was like, oh, even now I'm still crying. That's when I really realized I had to do something else. So
don't cry, Mommy.
So show the picture. You say.
Okay. So this is me and my mom. Can you recognize us? We look a little bit different. But yeah, on the left-hand side is me, and I'm 5 years old, and I'm waiting for my 2 baby brothers.
It was the night before, and I was just so huge.
I tried to give my mom a hug, and I couldn't reach. And I was just really excited. I was very happy. And I think that the main story is that I was always asking for another brother or sister. And the day my mom said that I was having 2, I was so excited. And yeah, so the picture of my mom is beautiful in this picture. She's beautiful today, but she's beautiful even when she has how much?
Well, the babies were 7 and 9 pounds. And so they were full-fledged babies, but twins. So yeah, I was 2-term and very, very big. That was the only thing that fit me. So yeah, so that's our story. And I really wanted to be home for the kids, and I wanted to I just didn't want to miss, see, that was the thing. Like, Jennifer was 5 at that point, and when she said that to me, I said, I cannot do this to my twins, and I needed to find some way to work online so I could be at home and give them the time that they needed when they needed it. And then, I could work before they woke up or during their naps or after they went to bed. And so something like that worked for me. And as I said, we've tried many different things, including Zazzle. But then what happened was Zazzle took over.
Yeah.
So, and this is how I really, I mean, it's so obvious, but back then there were very few options to make money online. Yeah. And so one of them just happened to be Zazzle. I just came across it, and you know how the universe works for you. Somehow you just kind of see something like in a drawer that you didn't see the day before. And this is the same thing. I was searching and searching online, surveys, writing, selling stock photography, putting your art up online, selling it physically or making prints. And that's when I started realizing that Zazzle came around, because I had seen that Zazzle was one of the sites that was giving artists a chance to be featured online. They don't even have that anymore. It used to be called Arts Project. And that's how I found Zazzle. I didn't even realize that you could make buttons and mugs until much later. I looked at it from an artist's perspective, because that's all I knew that I thought I could give to the world. And that's what I want all of the artists and photographers to understand, is your art is amazing. I know it is, because otherwise you wouldn't be doing it, because it comes from your soul. But sometimes there's even more ways that you can use your creativity to make money, including your art. But in my case, I realized that I could also teach myself other things like graphic design, and my creativity would flow from my artwork, which just turn it a little bit. I don't have a picture of artwork, but I have it all in my back here.
It's in the computer.
See, all this artwork here, that was at the One of a Kind show.
I don't know. We're tiny in the little
we
screen.
could go full screen, but
we can. We will stop share for a second. Not a problem. Here we go.
So you can see that, and that was very unique art, and it's something that everybody loved, and I sold a lot of pieces. But I realized that physically, I was spending about 2 to 3 months making one of these, and then I would sell it, and people would be arguing with me for the money in terms of how much they wanted to pay for it. And I thought, why? First of all, I want to sell this over and over and over again. I was thinking of this Trisha Romance kind of thing, because I wanted to have people I wanted more money from one piece of effort. And also, it's a very unique style, right? Not everyone likes this style. So I was missing out on a huge audience. And so I want all the artists to realize that art that I did and the art that you do may be fabulous, and there is a niche for it, but Zazzle gives you the opportunity to sell that, and to sell photography, and to sell graphic designs, and to just be incognito. You don't even have to have your name associated with it. You can make a fake name up for your site that sells, silly sayings on buttons. And so it's just this amazing opportunity.
Yeah. And I wanted to say too, is that each painting, here you have one physical painting, one piece of inventory that you have to sell. That painting has to go out the door and go to one customer. With Zazzle, you can use one design. So you can take a picture even of your photography or your artwork, or, and
sell it to 100 people.
Sell it to 100 people on one product, or 100 people on many different products.
Yeah.
So
all
you
of a sudden
potentially have,
exponential.
Unlimited customer possibilities. And you also have, physical inventory as well. So you don't have to, and the best thing about Zazzle nowadays is that, that someone might see your design on a mug, for example, and they say, I really like this design. I'm going to contact the seller and I'm going to ask them to put it on a toothbrush holder. And you say, I never thought of putting it on a toothbrush holder, but obviously there's a market for it. So now I'm going to create this product, or now I have this new customer and they've bought this toothbrush holder that I never would have made in the first place, but only because they came to my store and they saw my mug design. Now I've made a sale. So that's happened to me many times. And I think it's absolutely amazing, because you get customers that you wouldn't even really expect. if you are a photographer or an artist, you're only expecting people who are interested in photography and art to buy your products. But Zazzle gives you an opportunity for many different wide range of customers and clients. And they're just you don't even expect it, you know? And it's amazing. So
it really opened my eyes and allowed me to realize that I have more to give, and also that there's no limit in terms of what you can do. You can just put your stuff up. Right. So now we talked about being a stay-at-home mom, and I'm really grateful. Yes, can put that up. I'm really grateful that we have come 10 years down the road to the point where my kiddies are all grown up, and I now not only have put them through college and university, and they're living on their own, but we also now, personally, I get to travel with them. So here we are in Spain, and they're my two boys, and we're in London in Bath, actually, at the famous Rowan Baths. And so not only does Zazzle give you an opportunity to do something at the time that you start, but down the road, you don't even realize that there are so many more opportunities waiting for you later on, because as you grow and evolve, you realize that Zazzle still fits in the picture and still continues to give you things, even though your why has changed, because I love to travel, and now because everyone's living all over the world, it's perfect because Zazzle now is giving me that income to be able to travel to see Jen and to see my son in Halifax. And it's just, and I didn't start out doing Zazzle for that reason, but now that is a wonderful bonus and plus that I didn't even realize was a possibility for me. I would have never been able to do that if I hadn't had time freedom as well as the money to do it has given me that opportunity to do that. Okay,
we've got some more comments. I'm going to stop screen share for a second here.
So Jude says, I'm trying many online money making. I'm also trying many online make money things. I'm actually working on some affiliate marketing sites, but I saw slow progress. I have a Zazzle store with many of my paintings and was working good before, but it went down in sales. I want to know your advice if I have to continue monetizing it or just start making new products or do other affiliate sites. I'm confused. This is my Zazzle site. Okay, so I don't know if we can go on to the Zazzle site right now, but I definitely will speak to you privately afterwards, Jude. I'm very happy to do that. And anyone else, also give me a shout. Send an email to support@elkeclarke.com with your Zazzle store link. I'm happy to give you some advice. The thing that we're noticing with artists is that you have to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and understand what Zazzle customers are looking for. So you might have put your Zazzle artwork out there. I see that you've got this really cute cat. You're obviously artistically very gifted, but maybe what you need to do is move it into, you have to relate to the people that are on the site as buyers. Who's opening their wallets? And the wallet is being opened for things that have the artwork in the background. And that was a really big thing for me to understand, that people just didn't care so much for Elke Clarke's art, but they loved having a sunset card that said sympathy or thank you. And it took me a long time to feel comfortable doing that because I had a lot of identity associated with my artistic work. And you know, what made me really understand it though was, you know, in Canada, we have something called HomeSense, and it's a store, I don't know if it's that in anywhere else in the world, but basically it's a store where people come in to buy home decor for reasonable prices that, you know, they come for designer furniture and whatnot, but it's maybe got a nick or something, and then so it's reduced. And I was shopping in there one day for my stuff, but they have an art section. And I was looking at it, and these big pieces of art were all grainy digital photographs that were put on canvases really cheaply. And people were putting 3 or 4 in their buggies. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. $150 to $200 they would spend on grainy reproductions from, excuse me, but some, Chinese knockoff that someone painted, and who knows where the artist came from. And they would rather buy that for $200. And the day before, I was in an art fair and I was struggling to sell some of these paintings, which are as big, for $150. And they wouldn't go for it. Mm-hmm. And so I had to do this. I had to make a real big mind shift. And I had to say, listen, let go of your ego, Elke. People will love your art. For the people who loved my art, they said, how much? And then it's fine, right? But if you want to sell more, because you need volume, volume to make sure that you have sales. And the sales come from bits and bits of people buying multiple things. And how was I going to do that? Well, I had to expand to put my art on a mug. But then when I got over that, I realized that's still not enough, because I kept getting people to say things like, oh, I love your art, but you have it in purple. And it's like, oh, right? How is it possible that you can love my art but want it in purple? So I had to come to the level of the buyer in terms of my mindset. So now I make a purple mug, I make a red mug, I make any mug possible, because it doesn't matter to me. I'm just going I'm printing money while I'm making a product every single time. And I have my creativity, whether they use my artwork exactly, or I use my creativity that I actually just learned from composition and color schemes and what people are interested in terms of the latest trends. I take all of that, and because I'm a creative person, and you guys are too, then you have an advantage over anyone else who puts products up on Zazzle, because you can see there's many products up on Zazzle. Some sell, some don't, but you'll start to see that the ones sell have a lot of the creativity rules and insights that creatives have that can make the difference between a selling product and a non-selling product. And I hope that makes sense, because that's really deep. Mm-hmm. But it was so hard for me to figure that out to start with. But once I realized I just have to make my art useful, then I started making a ton of money, doing the very simplest things to just tweak it, to change it, so that it's not, and I'm going to say to Jude, it's not Jude's artwork. Like, you don't say Jude McLaren, no, Jude Macarin. It's a lovely name. But instead of saying, Elke Clarke art, I would say Red Sunset. And all of a sudden, or in your case, gorgeous Siamese cat. So you would have the entire cat population, or people that love pet cats, at your doorstep. Then find out what they want as a cat product, mm-hmm. and do it. Maybe they want your picture of the cat because it looks like their cat on the back of the cat bowl that they eat out of, as long as they also can put the name of their cat on the bowl as well. And I know I still have a very high-end Elke Clarke art store, and I have a photography store on Zazzle and so on. So you're never giving up your identity and your artwork. And they do sell some things, but where I found the volume coming in is how I can adapt my artwork to other things.
Okay. We've got Jerry, who said, I'm trying to make extra money for my daughter that's in college. I would like to make prints of my paintings and sell them on other products.
Good for you. Great. Yes, exactly. Yes.
And Diana, divorce put my kids in childcare so I could work until my son was kicked out of multiple daycares and I found myself jobless, searching for anything I could do at home. Ironically, I found Zazzle because someone had stolen my designs from Cafe Press and put them onto Zazzle.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Diana. Okay, well, but now you're in a good spot and you're part of the course. And I don't know if you want to put something in the chat, but you can tell us if it's working for you, because that's what we're trying to do next, is convince people that this is a fabulous way to make money online. Zazzle. It provides so many business opportunities, not even just selling our designs. You can just promote other people's designs that are on Zazzle. You make 15%. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. But now what we want to do is go a little bit further and talk about, because we're already on for an hour, so thank you so much for staying this long. But now what you want to do is see what you can do to make money on Zazzle, right? And obviously what we want to show you, and we're just switching slides here so you can say, we've talked very emotionally, and I hope that's been great for you. You have opened up to us. Thank you so much. But we want to have you imagine what it would be like if you didn't have all these issues. And what we want to say is, would you like it if your earnings looked like this over the last 6 years? This is my earnings. And I wouldn't, like, I had to do the numbers. I mean, I knew I was making money, but I was just so floored by the fact I'm making $100,000 a year doing this. Wow. Yeah. I'm so excited that this is, like, I thought maybe the first year I hit that mark, I would be fine. But I never realized I could make this consistently year after year. And there's been several health issues and family issues that have happened actually since 2015. And I honestly have not worked very hard, maybe about 2 or 3 days a week, if that, sometimes not even for several weeks, on my current Zazzle stores. I have quite a few. And they have carried me for the last 2 years and allowed me to be there for my family and do all the things I needed to do to help where it was needed. And I was still making money. And so I want you to understand that. I know that earnings for me cannot, maybe less or more for you. So I can't say that it'll be the same, but this is my true earnings. And I don't like sharing them, but I want people to understand that I've made 100,000 over the last 6 years, and I'm on track to do that again. And the thing is when I first started, my very first year, I didn't know what to do. I was struggling. I also didn't give it my full attention. But when I started seeing that there was some increase, then I realized that not only is it just chance, but it's also because of the things that I was doing. And I realized ultimately that my Zazzle store was, oh, what's up? No. I also realized that my Zazzle store I was doing certain things that made the difference. And because I realized what was happening that was making a difference, and started seeing more of an income, that's when I realized that I was actually creating my own blueprint or profit plan that was helping me do certain things right and not do other things that were not helping me at all. And so that's what I want to share with you, is that, yeah, you can start Zazzle today, but some of you may be in that position I was in 2007, where you're earning some, but it's not enough to say, yeah, this is going to be my opportunity to say, this is my income cash cow. So that's when I realized that the 5-step profit plan was in the making, even though I didn't know it was in the making. And so it is now the key to your success as well. It really has to be, because you need to do a couple of things to really move your business from a hobby to a business. And what made me realize how successful I was, because I was just working away on my own computer, and I thought others must be making a lot more money. But then Zazzle featured me, because in 1 week, I made over $25,000 in sales.
That's amazing.
So when they did their 10-year anniversary, they put me on the homepage along with this other lady, Shelby Ellison. And I was always admiring her, and also just, you know, looking at all the other amazing designers and sellers. And I thought, and when they called me, I was like, do you think we could use you as on our promotional page? And going, what? So I'm really excited that I was featured, but it also shows you the possibilities. And until someone actually said this to me, it was like, yeah, I did make $25,000 in sales this week. I didn't even realize it. So that's part of what my profit plan shows you, is how to do the analysis, how to work on things that are really good, that are working for you, and how to improve that to make it even more so, successful for you, because that's what you're doing once you've got that little inkling of success.
Yeah, and I wanted to say that we love sharing our success stories with you, to show you that it is possible. We're not trying to gloat or to boast or to be any, shove this in your face. We're trying to show you that we're just like you, and we decided to put the time and the effort into doing this, and we had no idea that this was possible. And it just so happens that, you know, we learned the specific steps and the way to implement things to make products on Zazzle with the right amount of effort to become successful. Because there are a lot of people who just plug away, and we've talked to many of them where they make thousands and thousands and thousands of products, and you go to their store and they say, I haven't made much money, but I don't understand because look at my products. I have so many of them. And what people don't realize is that, yes, you have to make products, but you have to have a structured plan that goes along with that. Because if not, A, you're wasting your time, and B, your efforts are going nowhere. And we want you to be successful. And that's the main point of us sharing our stories with you, because we, in turn, by sharing our stories with you, learn more about you as well. And we get to understand a little bit more how we can teach you and how we can mentor you within your specific, you know, I want to say boundaries, because not everyone is the same. Each person is individually different.
Yes. And also that's the thing, when we do help our course members, they are all different in terms of how their skills sets are and their abilities in terms of their artistic and creative sides. And every single one is told in you know, this core is the same in terms of the structure of what the steps are, but then we adapt it to each person's abilities so they can really shine and make money doing what they're going to do, because that's the whole point, right? Zazzle is a place where people are looking for unique items, so they want your unique designs. You just have to find a way to get in touch with them and offer them what they're looking for.
Next slide.
Yeah, sure. So, and that's where Jen comes in.
Hello, and my puppy, Ollie. So when I first started out on Zazzle, when I decided that I needed to find a new way to make money online besides social media, my mother thankfully came across Zazzle one day, and she said, you know what, you're a creative person. I found this amazing website where you can start making your designs and selling them for a royalty. And I decided to start out and try it, so to speak, as a hobby. And my mom said, you know, I'm starting to make a lot of money. Would you like my guidance? And I said, no, thank you, because I can do it by myself.
Well, that's okay.
No, but it was good. I learned, and I decided that I wanted to do it by myself because I wanted something to show me that I could do this and make money from it. And I started to make money, but I was doing exactly what I just described to you as making thousands of products without any direction, without any niches, without any, you know, without any direction. I just put products out there. And you came to my store and you thought that I was, you know, those huge dollar stores where you go in and you have no idea where you are because it's a maze of things. That was my Zazzle store, because I wanted to design everything. And so doing this, I made about $25 a month, which I thought was awesome, because at this point, this was the time, and this was at the beginning when, you know, making money online was unheard of. So I was happy. But then my mom started to share with her what her earnings were, and I wanted to achieve the same amount. And so she said, you should implement this plan that I have been working on. My mom is very analytical. She looks at things and she analyzes them and sees how she can make it a better outcome. And so she told me the way that I should start to structure my Zazzle store and the things that I should do in terms of titles, tags, my niches, etc. And I decided that I would follow along with this, and I implemented it. And very shortly, I started to make much more money than I ever thought was possible. And I reached I reached a point in time where I said, this is insane. I am so excited. And thankfully to my mom, I started making $5,000 a month. And I never thought that that would ever be possible. And it was just following a certain set of specific actions that I needed to take, and having a specific plan and dedicating a certain amount of time and effort into my Zazzle store. And to be honest, I didn't slave over my computer. I wasn't spending hours and hours and hours designing. I was just doing it strategically.
And I was actually frustrated. It's like, make more. We're doing the right thing. You're making a lot of money. Get back to work. So yeah. Even though she wasn't working that hard, she was working incredibly, like, along with the plan and doing the right things. And I was almost jealous because I had to work so hard to start everything. But I guess because I'd worked out the details, then she just took what I had learned and developed and just ran with it. That's the thing, right?
Yeah. So write in the chat and answer us if you would like to have this kind of success, because it's possible. I mean, and you don't have to measure success by the amount of dollars. It's just a success that makes you feel good about yourself, that you're reaching your desired income, and you hit that point, and then you make a goal to go higher, and you just keep on going up. And so right now, if you're making a couple dollars on Zazzle, that is wonderful. You know, at least you're making the effort and you're starting to make money online. And what we want to help you do is to increase those sales and realize why you're selling certain products and what you can do with that information, and analyze it and realize what you can do for your store to make more money, either create more products or spend more time doing designs, you know, go into a different niche, or expand your niche, or do something to make your sales be better. And, you know, we've had many customers, not customers, course members who have come up to us and said, I'm not making money, but this design has so many views, but it doesn't have any sales. And sometimes it's just the simplest thing as by accident, they didn't do the template properly. So they're not making any money because the template doesn't work. Everyone loves their design, but they didn't realize, because they are, you know, you're the designer. Sometimes you need a fresh pair of eyes to look at what's going on in your store and what's going on with your designs. I know that that's happened to me many times as well. My mom has come to me and I said, my design is being, you know, it's featured everywhere, or it's super popular, except I'm not making any money. And then all of a sudden she goes in 2 seconds and she's, oh, I know the problem. And I have been like hours and hours looking at this product, and I'm saying, you know, this flower's off center, maybe people don't like that. And then she says, no, it's just your template. Your template doesn't work properly. So when someone puts in their photo, it doesn't show up. So they can't buy the product because it's not, you know, it's not theirs. So
mentoring is a good mentoring is very helpful, right? Another pair of eyes, seeing something that's right in front of your own face. And yes, we have a lot of people in the comment section that are saying, yes, absolutely, that is my dream, I would love to. Susan says, Valerie says, yes, please. Anne says, without a doubt. LD Design Loft gives us a clap. Marlene says, yes. So yeah, exactly. And then what have we got? What essential details do you realize that turned your earnings around? Well, that's the thing, Robert. It was the plan itself. It was what you're learning right now. And you are seeing that as well. It's got elements of different things that all come together, and you need everything. You need to get set up properly. And then you need more advanced teachings in terms of how to make the designs properly, how to do the market research to really, because you can make a product that's amazing, but if no one's actually looking to buy it, then it doesn't matter, right? And that's where the ego comes in. And then you need to make sure that you do the promotion. And then when you see that certain products are increasing in terms of sales, that's when you pounce on it like a tiger and you say, you've got to start making more of the same thing. So in Robert's case, I've already helped him with that because he's doing really well with cell phone cases right now. And his designs are awesome. And I said, put it on this case, put it on this case. And he goes, I'm going to make a t-shirt. And I go, Robert, go make more cell phone cases. I know this will work for you. And laptop cases and whatnot. Because see, once you start with one niche, then you know, if someone has it on their cell phone case, then it's definitely going to be also on their laptop case, or maybe, you know, something else. And he goes, oh, my t-shirt sales aren't doing so great, but my cell phone case sales are doing really well. And I'm going, see, so now, you know, then it goes back to that. And that's where the mentor comes in as well, because Robert's been a course member. We know what he's doing. We know where I actually know where his weak points are, and I'm trying to help him push past those so that he can also see where he can be very successful. And I love that we've been able to have this connection with other people, and that they trust us with our advice, because it could go the other way as well. And sometimes we're wrong, but most of the time we're very right. And it's just because I've done the 10-year struggle and I now know things very quickly. Someone sends me a link in their store, and they say, you know, I'm struggling, I can't do it. And within seconds, I can see you could improve this, we can improve this, because I've been there, struggled, I've done, you know, tried this, and one thing worked. And so that's the part that's really important in our mentoring program, that you have that, because you can't learn that from a course that's just, you know, a course and you look at it and then it's done.
Yeah.
You need the constant mentoring and communication and contact with someone who's knows your journey, knows your strengths and weaknesses. And then, you know, when that person who's doing the work in their store gets to that point, because if you're starting out now and you have certain questions, but then when you're further in, you have other questions which you never even knew you had or were going to have when you first started. And so we help people along in the journey all the way through. And I think that's what's really important, is since I've done that learning and I understand it, then when people are ready in the journey that they're taking to hear it, that's when I can tell them that. But I can't tell you it all in one go, or there's no like magic answer, but it's a matter of hard work, taking action, making sure that you're doing the right actions, and that you have mentors that help you move into the right decision-making process when you're faced with certain situations. And that's why we have the 2 courses now that we're going to talk about, as well as the mentoring program, which is the key thing that everyone loves about what we've been doing for the last year and a half.
Okay.
So Patricia says, absolutely, I couldn't give up because I love sharing my creativity, and this has been my best outlet. Sharing it with more than just me is why I'm still doing it since 2009 with minimal sales. But Patricia is also part of our course, and she's doing much better as well. So I'm so glad that you're sticking with it and you think it's a good business model. We just need now to give you the tools to do the job so that you can see the same success. Now, again, I have to make income claim statements. Our success cannot be this, it may or may not be as much as you will see, or maybe you'll even have more. So I just have to qualify that when we're talking about making income, because that's important, that you don't feel that we're just selling you something and then you go, you know, how come I'm not making as much money as you are? But we are giving you the exact plan and exact things I still do in my own store today to help me continue to have the success I'm having on Zazzle.
Excited?
Yes. And we've talked about it already, but basically when I realized what I'd given Jennifer to do, I realized it was, when I had to sort of explain it, I realized it was 5 steps. And then when we wanted to help others, we realized that we needed to create 2 courses and a mentoring program. And that's the beginner's course, where basically straight up start from scratch, not knowing anything, how to set up a store, how to make a product, all the basics, step-by-step video, like how-tos, hours and hours just to walk you through, and so that you can definitely get started on the right foot. And then the advanced course is the one that is the bread and butter, because it's for, but people who are taking the courses right off the bat, they just took all of them together, and it works together because you have to start right at the beginning planning your business. And that was the other thing that Jen wasn't doing. She didn't brand herself. She didn't decide what she was going to focus on, what niches she was going to target, and so on. She just kept willy-nilly just, oh, I found this cool graphic, I'm going to put it up. And then I found this cool graphic. And so you look at her store and it was just a jumble of things. And no one really knew what she was selling, so she wasn't attracting the right buyer. So that's what we do in the advanced course. We help you figure that out, and we start making you work towards creating your business and your brand and your identity. And that takes, that's like having an MBA, right? And when I say MBA, like a master's of business education, right in this course, because that's what you're doing. You're creating your own business that you want to have for the rest of as much as possible, right? Like as long as Zazzle's around. And that's also skills that you can then adapt and put into Cafe Press and Redbubble and your own business. It's really all encompassing. And then the key to the whole thing is the mentoring program.
Yes.
And so we have lots of wonderful feedback because we've had the courses open now for about a year. and people are so happy. So we wanted to read you some of these.
Yes, we wanted to share, because what we pride ourselves on also is creating a welcoming and positive community of members where everyone is just so lovely. We interact on a weekly basis or even daily basis, which is insane, in our private Facebook group. But we felt like we're all friends. We've all become this big family where we learn from each other and we share our stories with each other, and we've just created this loving relationship between everybody where it's positive and encouraging as well, where we encourage everybody to go forward and to become successful. Because I think the best part of it is that we're all like-minded. We all are very similar, even though we're very different at the same time. But at our heart's core, we are, creatives at heart, and we want to become successful by using our creativity. So this is Tammy, and she said, I started to make sales shortly after I followed the plan that the Beginner's Zazzle course lays out for you. It is so easy to follow. Elke has done all the research for you to figure out what products to make and what niches are popular. Exactly what we were just talking about. I learned what to do and also what mistakes to avoid. My Z rank went from a score of 2 to a 7, and I was thrilled and I wanted to learn more. So I signed up for the Advanced Zazzle course. And Tammy has been with us since the beginning, and we are so grateful to have her part of our course. Okay, so do you want to see these results quickly? I've already seen a couple people in the chat right now saying that their Z rank went from X to X, and it's true. The beginner's course, if you have no idea how to begin with Zazzle, it gives you all of the tips from start to finish. What's up?
Go ahead.
From start to finish, and you start your Zazzle store, you open it up, and you can achieve your Z rank at a high level, the first day that you start, because we show you throughout the course how to get your Z rank up. And so we are...
Put that in the chat if you want to see results quickly, because that's the whole point, is you can now go on Zazzle today and start working. But do you want to take a long time, or do you want to get going quickly? Yeah, I think it's just Robert's audio.
So then this is really nice. This is Christine Factora. She just recently joined. She just recently joined. And so she said, after having finished the 7 Days to Success course and applied all the action plans, I have been getting sales every single day since then. And what really excites me is that it's not just because of a single product, but from several products I've only made within the past 2 weeks. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Looking forward to the next few days. And I wish I heard about the course much sooner. Better late than never, I guess. Thank you, Elke and Jen. So we're really happy to have her in the course, and her energy is just so positive, and we're really excited that she's starting to sell products. And honestly, we show you the proper niches, and we show you exactly how to set up the product properly so that it is ready to be published and set up for sale. So we are very confident that you will probably see sales very soon after starting to post products. And especially if you're passionate about your work, especially if you feel the need to be creative, your work shows it. And we are very happy to have you in the course, Christine. So thank you. So do you want to be mentored by top earners on Zazzle? We're giving you a chance now. We would love to have you as a part of our members group. We are very fun loving. We're exactly like you. You see us on the screen right now doing a Facebook Live.
That's who we are.
And this is who we are. We are raw and uncut. And sometimes we're sick. Sometimes we're super tired. Sometimes I haven't showered in a couple of days. And I still go on live, and you see me as I am. And I want to be, as real. We want to be as real as we are with you, so that you understand that we were in the exact same position as you were, whatever it may be, and we want to get you out of there and become successful, and we want you to thrive and be confident of yourself that you can do it. That's the main point, that we know the reason why we're here and we're speaking to you and we're dedicating this time to you is because we believe in you. We know that you can do it.
And it's crazy because we'll be doing like cooking dinner, and we'll go, what can we do for, so-and-so store to help them, because they just approached us or like emailed us or said something in the Facebook group, and like we're thinking about stuff,
to be honest,
for other people's stores. We haven't even worked on our store, and it's like, oh, I think we could do this, or we could market this. And I know that she's not on today, but this one lady in in Europe. She's very unique in her thing. She does fashion drawings and illustrations. So it's a very unique market. And so it's like a challenge to me. How do I get her to become get her artwork to work in mainstream Zazzle? And I just kind of like in the middle of the night go, oh, she could do this. So I really feel passionate about helping people. And it's really, it's so fulfilling to see others say they're doing an amazing job, and we're happy even if you just get featured on the Zazzle homepage, which is a biggie.
Then we had a course member who was featured on the homepage the other day, and he was ecstatic. He was, you know, he came into the group, in the private Facebook group, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, guys, look at this!"
Yeah, exactly. And he is a person who, his design skills were minimal when he first started, and now he looks, his things are, it's hard to distinguish him from some of the like top designers, and it's all because he's been practicing what we're preaching in the course and getting motivated with our help and saying, you could do this, you can do this.
Okay, so we have another one. Barbara Casey: Elke's beginner's course was so good that signing up for the advanced course was a no-brainer. And the ongoing support via the Advanced Masterclass Facebook group is priceless. One thing I've learned about Elke and Jen as Zazzle teachers and mentors is they consistently raise the bar on what they deliver. And they are so much fun to learn from.
Thank you, Barbara, for saying that. That's so nice.
And we've got Nelda. These are people who have been with us for a while, so we are so happy that they're able to give us such
But they gave us all of this feedback right when they first started.
That's true. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So the ongoing VIP Masterclass Facebook group, private Facebook group, is an amazing value, especially with all the future live Q&A sessions included. It's very reassuring that I will be able to ask you, Elke and Jen, and the members in the group how to deal with situations that are bound to arise as I build my Zazzle business. So, and that's one thing that we are having such great success with the Q&A sessions. Everybody gets involved, and we have a great discussion every single week. And, you know, usually we go on much more than the allotted hour that we put the time into.
Just like we're doing today.
But
we give our all.
I think that this creates relationships with our students, and we have now, you know, people can relate to us. As my mother mentioned before, we have joined so many courses, online courses, that I can't even count. But the thing is that we haven't created relationships with them either because they don't offer that service, or that we haven't taken the time and effort to focus and to do the course. So we are so grateful that we have all of our course members, you know, the people who have signed up, they have taken full advantage of it, and they have become part of our community. And it is just amazing that I can say, you know, we've made friends around the world. You know, from Australia, New Zealand, India, even the UK, Norway, Ireland. I'm in Spain, then all of North America, the United States. Then we've got people in Asia,
South America.
And so for us to say that we have this community, worldwide community, it is actually very true. So we're very,
and we're always positive. We, in fact, in our Facebook rules, in our group rules, there you can talk about a negative situation, but you have to ask for help or bring already some sort of solution to the problem. And yeah, what we really want to do is, and we have done that, is nurture a positive environment so that if something happens, we work towards getting a solution for you. We're not here to, you know, complain or anything like that. And I think that's really been the key to our mentoring group. And that's actually part of what we're doing right now, is our course is evolving. And it's coming up to a year anniversary. And we are going to work more towards the mentoring program rather than the actual course, because the courses are important, but the valuable part is the mentoring. And so even though it says Q&A sessions, they're now going to be called mentoring sessions, because that's what they are. We help people at all stages in their Zazzle business, and we give them hope and give them the advice that they need to move forward and make decisions for their business.
Okay, so do you want to be a part of the encouraging and positive community? And I'm sure everybody, we've got lots of comments online, so we know that you do. And we've got a lot of course members, and it actually shows the strength of our community that we've got course members who are watching this right now and interacting with us too. Yeah. So we've got a couple more. Well, I'll speed through them because anyway. So Art Inspired is a designer on Zazzle, and she's a course member. She says, this is a wonderful private VIP masterclass Facebook group for continued education, development, and growth. Having the supported community is a benefit to everyone's development as we continue on our road to success.
And that is really important because you don't know yet what you're going to ask 6 months from now because you're not there yet. You haven't experienced that in your business. You haven't come across that roadblock. And then only when you're ready to hear that information, that's when we need to be there to help you. And as you grow, then people start to mentor each other. Yeah. I love that because then they're all of a sudden giving the answers that they need, which they didn't even know 3 months ago. And it just shows the power of our group.
Okay, so do you want more proof that this is right for you? Say yes.
Yes, say yes.
Okay, so we have a Zazzle employee who was speaking about the beginner's course when we first came out with it. Said, hey, new designers, Elke has a wonderful class. If you want to break in, she gives you a great knowledge base to be a successful designer in our marketplace. Give it a shot.
Yeah, and you can see that on the public Zazzle forum. So it's not that Zazzle, we're not affiliated with Zazzle, and we're not, they haven't endorsed our course more than this, but they know my reputation. They know that I've been on Zazzle for over 10 years. They know my success, and they know that I'm going to give this straight goods because that's what it is. It's really helpful information that you can't find anywhere on the Zazzle forums or online. So it's coming from a person who has walked through the dark parts and come out the other side with success, and now I'm able to share that with you.
And I think you have a really great relationship with Zazzle just because of your reputation and your I want to say, what's the right word? The amount of time that you've been there, your seniority, so to speak, that you've been there for so long, and that you've.
Now, they don't give me any special privileges. I'm just the same as any other designer, but they know of me. And that's what's really important, is that they know that I don't have any special privileges. I know I'm like a diamond designer, but that's just a status. It's not really giving me a lot of advantages. But they do know that I've built this business up by myself, and now I'm able to teach others because I continue to be successful.
Okay. You want to read this one?
So then Brandon, one of our students who started in July of last year, late in July, he has been very gracious to share with us how he's doing, because he literally set up, he's analytical like me, and he said at the beginning, he says, I'm going to start a brand new store, even though I'm struggling on Zazzle with my own store. I'm going to start up a brand new store with your courses, and I'm going to see how it goes. And it's like, okay, that's awesome. So he's doing exactly what I say in the course. In this case, making effort to put in 20 hours a week, doing the things that I lay out in the course step by step. And he has already made over $5,000 just on the one course. So there's no bias there. It's not like he's already got a reputation and he's got customers already. He didn't really do very well beforehand. He also has started a brand new store, so he had no help with an established social media presence or already products in a store that were working well. He brand new from scratch store, just working on all the products in a whole other niche than he's used to as well. And he's already made over $5,000 from using the course material. So it's fabulous. And I know there's others that are like that as well, that are more private in the course, but Brandon has graciously said that he would share that information. And so I hope that helps you understand that not only are Jen and I successful, but the people that are in our course are successful. And it's not a get rich quick scheme. Like, look at me, I made $90 in my first year, 20 to 2,380. I'll never forget that number in my second year. But then in my third year, I went up to 36,000. Now, I would have never, had I not had any help. Like I'm really happy for Brandon, because he has done twice as much as me in his first year than I ever did in 2 years.
Me too.
Yeah, exactly. So we're ramping up people's ability to get successful faster. And that's what we are hoping for everyone who wants to be part of our program.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you want this kind of success?
Of course, right? Don't say no. So, and what we really want you to know is that because of all the other things that we've tried, Zazzle really is something that you should consider as an option for yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you want to get started fast, then we invite you to be part of the 5-step profit plan, which will be your key to success and moving quickly to get there on Zazzle. Mm-hmm. So what we want to show you today is our courses that we've been talking about and our mentoring program. And you're probably wondering what your investment is. So let's go right ahead and do that. The investment today is either a $97 US 12-month payment plan, or you can pay $9.97 in one payment and save money. Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing is, go ahead.
We are very excited because it is our year anniversary coming up in July. And we have beta tested this course with our course members, and it's going extremely well. And we've decided that this will be, up until the end of May, will be the last time you can lock in this price at $9.97 US for one-time payment or the 12 payment plan, because we will be switching over to a subscription base or a membership base program in the future. Mentoring program. However, everyone who is already in the course, you have paid your fee and you're in for life. And we want to give you with no extra cost. But we want to give you the opportunity now that you are a part of our Facebook group, you're part of our community, and you're loyal followers, that we want to give you an opportunity to come into our course during May and pay the final price. This is the last time you'll ever be able to pay this price and get in with this course.
Yeah, and what happens is we're going to leave this offer open till the end of May 31st. Then we start promoting the membership site. And what is this? It's all the same price, except instead, if you lock in now, you pay $9.97 or the 12-month $97 program payment for everything. The beginner's course, the advanced course, the mentoring. But people who come in afterwards, they're going to get all the same information and the same mentoring, but they are not going to be lifetime members who started with us who get the benefits for the rest of the time that the course is open, as long as we can have it open. And they will have to be continually paying $97 a month to do that. And they can still pay like $1,000 a year, like they have like a yearly subscription or a monthly subscription. But if you come in and be part of our course now, you will get the same privileges that all of our current members have, where they have paid once for their $9.97 or the $97 12-month payment. And then from then on, they get a free ride. Mm-hmm. And we're doing this because we want to focus on the mentoring.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that the people who are really serious about being mentored, I want to make people earn 6 figures. That is my goal. We need people who are committed to making 6 figures on Zazzle. And if you're committed to making 6 figures on Zazzle, you can definitely be in this program right now. You will get as much attention as you need, as long as you need, with this one set of payments. And even if I'm talking to you 4 years from now, you will still be getting my attention, and I will hopefully be seeing you at the 6-figure mark. That's what my goal is. I need people who want to make 6 figures a year. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we're working on this so hard, exposing ourselves to the point where we want to see how hard it is that we worked, and now we want to help you because we know the secret, and we want you to be part of that secret to move forward and make the money that you want to make, just like we did.
Yeah. And the reason why we're doing this is because as we have progressed during this year, we came out with the course and we had one intention, which was to have an online course with videos where customers or clients would come and members would watch the videos. And that was mainly it. We would host Q&A sessions. But as we've evolved and we've gotten to know our course members more, we've realized that it's not just the course material that helps people learn. It's actually the interaction and the application and the mentoring, the personal face-to-face mentoring. That is what gets people to where they will become successful. And we just did a Facebook Live with our course members yesterday, revealing a whole new mentoring scheme, which will actually allow us to work with our mentors more one-on-one and during our sessions on Facebook. And we've also offered 2 different time zones because I'm in Spain and my mother's here in North America. So we're covering the world. So it doesn't actually matter, even where you live, you will be able to take part of this mentoring opportunity and, get the mentoring that you need to help you become successful in your own way. If that's to figure out what's going on with your store design, you maybe need more graphic design help or whatever, or branding or whatever you specifically need, that is what we will help you with, because we are fully dedicated to helping you become successful. And we really we care about everybody.
And the thing is that we're not going, if you're in other courses, and even we did this, we just sort of talked at people in the Q&A sessions in the Facebook Lives. And even that was already really great. The course members loved it. But we're going to go the extra mile now, and we're going to do live video conference calls in those mentoring sessions. So we'll be on live if you want to. You don't even have to be comfortable on Facebook. You can also just use the Zoom conference call that we're using to be on live, either with audio or with video, so that you can speak to us directly. And that will really help move you along, because even if you formulate a question on email, then sometimes afterwards you have another question, or my answer leads to another question. And this way you can get it all done all at once, and we can help you move along right at the right time.
Okay.
So this is the thing that we have to show you, just kind of, because there's so much involved. And if you go to elkeclarke.com/join, you'll see all of the course material, all the modules, all the things that you help you get going. And it truly is everything you need. You need to have the beginner's course so that you can really get started properly.
With the $9.97, that includes the beginner's course. So it's like from start to finish.
Yeah, exactly. You get that as a bonus. You get all of the Facebook groups as a bonus. You get the course, the 30-day profit plan, which is the advanced course. Like, the names don't even mean anything. It's just you get everything from start to finish, beginners, advanced, mentoring, all of the live sessions, everything. And that's the key. And that value, which you see up on the screen, is really, truly even an underestimate, because this is for per year. And so if you're with us for a year after, then the private Facebook group, which is $1,000 a year, is already another $1,000 that you have saved if you join us before we move into the membership program type scenario. So go ahead.
Just wanted to address, it just says, do you guarantee 6 figures a year? I'm willing to work and I have the skill.
No, I cannot guarantee you 6 figures. I can guarantee that you will get as much mentoring as possible for me to help you get there. And you might even not like hearing some of the things that I say to you, but if you're willing to do the work, and I definitely think that you will not get there in a year, but you could possibly get there within about a year to 2 years, 2 years to 3 years for sure. Look at Brandon. He's already made $5,000. He actually is doing it very independently. He's not actually asking me a lot of questions, which is kind of a shame, because I think he'd already be at the 5-figure mark by now. But he wants to do it all on his own. He wants to make sure that he can. But yeah, I think very doable. People can be at the 5-figure mark within a year, and then depending on their niche and so on, you can get to the 6-figure mark within 3 more years from that, for sure. Now, again, income statement claim I cannot make because that's against the law. But listen, this is the best type of thing that you can possibly get into. Otherwise, you can just learn on it on your own, which there is nothing else out there. No other Zazzle person who's been successful has given you this opportunity. And there are people who are already making money. So it's just a matter of time. And I will definitely work with you, Jess, if you want to. And we'll do our best. Yes.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing is, since you are so good, you've been on for so long, we wanted to give you one more bonus in terms of how much it's going to cost you if you pay the full price today. And that is another $100 off if you have if you want to start in the program and you want to pay the $9.97, use our coupon code, which is 100 bonus, all caps.
This is just for people who are not part of the beginner's course, by the way. So just
okay. Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, if you are not a beginner's course, wait. If you're a
like
beginner's
starting
course
from
member,
scratch.
Yeah. If you're just starting from scratch and you have never taken our course before, this is the coupon code for you for the full payment plan. And I just wanted to tell the beginner's course members to wait 1 second, because if they want to purchase, we are giving them something else in 2 seconds. But this is the coupon code. So if you go to elkeclarke.com/join, you will see that there is an option to put in a coupon code.
Then when you get to the cart.
When you get to the cart, when you click on the cart to buy or join, there's an option to put in a coupon, and you want to put in 100 bonus, all caps, just as you see it there. And when you see,
I'll write it in the comments.
Yeah, too. And when you click apply, you will see that the price has changed from $9.97 to $8.97. And yeah, make sure that the price has changed, because we don't want you paying full price if you're going to put in the coupon code. And so, as I said, 100 bonus in the coupon code after you go to the join page and you click on the buy page. And for the people who are part of the beginner's course, we always honor the fact that you have purchased the course from us, whether it be at a discounted price or full price. We always give you $147 off the advanced course, and because it's included in the advanced course. So if you're starting from scratch, you get both courses put together, but there are some people who have bought the beginner's course first and maybe they want to bump up to the advanced. So we will give you an additional, from the $100 off, an additional $147 off. So your price for you today is $750 US, which is awesome. We've got so many people who have come in with this price, and they are very happy that they've, been able to take advantage of this. And as we mentioned, during this month, this is the last time that you will ever be able to get this price. And not that we're trying to rush you right now, but we just want to give you a heads up that very soon we are going to be changing our payment schedules and plans and pricings. And we want to give you this opportunity to come in at one price for, as we said, as long as this course is open, to take advantage of the mentoring that you will get, because we are going to focus mainly on mentoring now, and we want you to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and be part of it, because we are really interested in only building people who are dead serious, that really want to work on this, and that's a long-term commitment, and we're willing to do that as well. So we really do want to make sure that people who are coming in on the course right now get the best price possible, and also are committed to taking this journey with us.
So if you're a beginner's course member and you would like to get the code, I'm not going to put it here online because we want to make sure it's just for beginner's course members. Send us an email at support@elkeclarke.com, and then I will give you the specific code. So don't purchase right away. If you're really interested, wait until I give you that code so that it shows $750 US rather than $897, or rather than the full price. We want to give you the discounts that are applicable to you. So now, if you have any questions or want to know some more information about the course, or you need help ordering because the order form is confusing to you, please contact us at support@elkeclarke.com. We will answer you ASAP. We are always on our phones, we are always on our computers, and we always answer our emails as soon as possible. And we have this great connection with everybody, and we love that you send us emails. And even if you don't have a question about the course and you want to talk to us about something that you mentioned in the chat today, that you want to maybe discuss with us further, send us an email and we will be happy to contact you. So
we want to just clarify very quickly. Robert just asked, do I have to pay any more money?
No.
No.
If you are already a member, you don't have to pay anything.
You are going to get this for as long as we are keeping this course open for years. So that's what we want to emphasize to anyone who's watching this now or later, that until May 31st, if you buy into the 30-day profit plan, you get all of the courses, everything that we talked about, the mentoring, and you get it at the one price. And anyone who buys up until May 31st is going to get the mentoring program that we're going to institute afterwards for free. You are in for life. You are our lifetime valuable members that will never have to pay another cent for this mentoring program. We might offer a few more courses that are outside of the mentoring program, but no, what you've already purchased is it. And so that's why this is such an incredible value for anyone who hasn't started yet, who wants to get in now. We're giving it to you at a discounted price, in addition to saying to you, please consider very highly, if you want to join in July, you're going to have to pay $1,000 a year or $9.97 per month.
No, 97.
Oh, sorry, 97. Oh my gosh, that would be a lot. Okay. And the reason for that is because we want people only in the course who are dedicated and willing to put in the work so that we can do what we want to do, is mentor people to get them to 5 and 6 figures. We cannot make income claims, but that's our mission and that's what we want to do. And if you are already part of our course as an advanced course member or 30-day profit plan member, you don't have to pay anything else. And that's why we're telling people today, if that's what you want to do, you don't want to pay anything else afterwards, get in now.
And this isn't, we've had many experiences with people online trying to sell courses, and they say, oh, it's the last chance, take it. But this is not a joke. We're not trying to get you to come in the course and then next month we're going to be like, oh, it's not, this is changing, because we want to focus on our mentoring, and we want people who are dedicated and who are willing to work with us and, enthusiastic. And what's another word?
Well, just like Jess asked, like she says, can you guarantee? And I said, well, I can't guarantee, but if you guarantee me that you'll work, and then I will guarantee that I will work with you, and we will do our darndest to make sure that you get there as much as possible, right? Because there is no guarantee in life, right? I can win the lottery tomorrow, or I can't win the lottery tomorrow, but
that'd be nice.
But there's certain things that you can do to associate yourself with people who are positive and like-minded, who are already successful, so that you can mimic what they're doing, which is the whole point of this. The 2 courses are telling you exactly what we do, and maybe you'll even be more successful than we are. Who knows, right? But you have to put the work in. You have to be willing to listen to comments. I just had this one lady this morning who emailed me, and she goes, oh, I told you, I did what you said. I changed my titles and tags, and I'm still not making any sales. And so what is it that I have to do now? And like, this was just an email, it's not a course member. And I said, could you please give me some more information, because this is very vague. I can't help you. And she sent me an email back, and she goes, fine. And it's like, okay, no, I don't want people like that. We are here to be pushing you to make you successful. And we are going to ask you hard questions. This is not a pretty get rich quick scheme. It is serious business, and we are going to be rooting for you every step of the way. We're going to be very positive, but when it comes down to, did you do the work? Did you do this? And if someone says to me then, oh, I did this, but it isn't working. And it's like, but what did you do? What did you implement? How did you implement it? Did you see a result? What tags show me the examples? What did you change it to? That kind of detail is what you're going to get in this mentoring program. And that's my theory of, and that's what happened with Jen. She had to have that kind of level of attention before she became successful. And that's what we're realizing is where we shine is in our mentoring group when we give that a level of attention. And that's worth $97 US a month. And the $1,000 a month, or the $997 a month, or the $997 per year will be a discount of the $997 a month. And that way we will get people who are serious, who really want to put this in. And the 97 may sound really, really difficult for you to come up with right now, but you're going to be making more than $100 a month every month very, very soon if you implement the plan.
I just wanted to say, think of it as a gym membership.
Yeah.
You know, people spend more on their gym membership. Sometimes I spent more on my gym membership than $97. Not that I'm saying or belittling the price, but people spend that amount of money on the gym. Do you think that they go to the gym every day? No. So they're throwing away X amount of dollars to go to the gym because they want to become better. This is what we're giving you the opportunity, and we're going to be on you as like peanut butter on toast, so to speak, where we're in the Facebook group, we're active, we're always reading our emails, we're always, doing Facebook Lives and giving you information. And even if it's not scheduled, sometimes we pop up on Facebook and we do a really cool video when we're traveling or when we have this great idea. So we are always there for you. And, as I said, think of it as a gym membership where you pay for something because it will give you an opportunity to become a better person. And so that's why we're saying, we're changing our course to be a membership site, but what we want to do is give you the opportunity to come in as a person who can be part of the membership site, but not have to pay the membership fee. And so we're giving you, a huge bonus and our last hurrah before we celebrate our year anniversary. And we've only really decided, we decided to do this because we've had such great feedback
and success
from doing this mentoring program.
And we realized how much we're putting into it. And it is really important that the courses are there, but that's actually not the main thing. It's not the ticket. The ticket is us.
Yes.
And we want to be able to give you that time and effort to really focus in on what's important, which is helping you.
Okay. So we are going to...
We're almost done.
Oh, no. Hold on one sec. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Is it going to start now?
Yeah, I just have to press it one more time.
There we go. See, even I'm not the greatest with technology.
We all learn and we support each other.
Okay, so we're going to be on here for another 15 minutes.
And we're going to answer questions in the chat.
Yes. And so if anybody has any questions, or if you want to know more about the beginner's code, please email us at support@elkeclarke.com. We would love to have you in our group here. We are really, really happy with our course members. We have such a great relationship with them. And this, so to speak, workshop came up with it after we have done this month of mentoring and interviewing. So Lorena, she was on live. She's at LD Design Loft. She had to run, but she was on the chat before. We did an interview with her, and she shared her story about being a mummy a mummy who wanted to become a mompreneur. And so she decided that she needed to learn how to make money online to be with her kids. She has 4 kids, and they are very sweet, and they are all young. So she decided that she wanted to be there for them while they were growing up. And so she decided that she needed to learn how to make money online with Zazzle, and she's doing an awesome job. And thanks, being part of our course, she's been part of our course for a while now. Her progress has been amazing. We've seen her grow not just on Zazzle, but on Instagram, on YouTube, and becoming more of a person who has come out of their shell, so to speak. She's a wonderful person, and she's just so likable and lovely, and she does amazing work. So it's really great to see her and her progress. And then we did an interview. I did an interview with a woman named Zoe, and she's part of our course as well, the advanced course. And the reason why we have started to change, well, we didn't really actually get into too much detail, which I guess I can explain that now, but we're going to do.
If you have questions, by the way, I'm manning the chat, so go ahead, ask questions.
We are going to do, part of the 30-day profit plan is to have one session a week to do a live Q&A, Facebook live Q&A based on the modules, because the 30-day profit plan is broken up into 4 modules. However, we realized that since I'm over in Spain, I was doing the Facebook Lives late at night while my mom was doing them early in the morning, because we met and we did the Facebook Lives together. And we decided that there were a lot of people now that our course is growing who live in Australia and New Zealand and India and Asia, who might benefit from, you know, doing a Facebook Live Q&A session themselves. So since we decided that we wanted to speak more to our course members and do more mentoring, we've decided now that instead of doing just a Facebook Live Q&A, which we're doing right now, where you just see our faces, we are going to do Zoom conference calls. So whoever feels comfortable coming online and speaking with us and being part of a conference, it's like almost like a Skype chat, I want to say. We will have a Skype chat with everybody who is part of our group if they want to join in, and we will stream it live to Facebook. So anybody who's not comfortable being on Facebook, you will be able to be a part of this Zoom conference call where you can listen, you can chat, you can have audio and video on, or you can just participate and listen yourself. You don't have to speak. So it opens up a new world of opportunities in terms of the mentoring program, but also we've decided to do one in the morning for myself in Spain, which will cover all of Australia, New Zealand, Asia, and Europe. And my mom is going to do the mentoring session in the morning for her in North America, which will cover all of North America and also Europe as well. If you want to join later at night, we've got 2 times for you now.
And if there's a question for either one of us, we will talk, and it'll go on beyond the mentoring hour. Then we can chat later, personally, privately, but make sure everyone gets a chance to be on, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay. So I will talk. Yeah, I'll look at.
If you're writing in the chat, if you've sent an email to us, we will get back to you.
And we'll honor the bonus even after this.
Yes.
For sure. For anyone who's sent us an email.
Yes.
Now, and Jess had a very important question. She's right in there. She's nailed all the questions that are really important. I've already answered can we guarantee a 6-figure? No, we cannot. But we can guarantee that we will be committed to you and push you as hard as you can, and we can, to make it as much possible as make it possible for you to get there, if that's the way it's going to be. I really I want that. I want everyone to be that successful, and there's no reason that we can't. People on Zazzle are making much more than I am, and I'm averaging somewhere between like 8,000 to 9,000 and 10,000 or more, depending on the month. And that's actually not a lot. And it's hard to bring your mind around it, especially if you're someone who hasn't been making a lot of money. But when we investigate what's up with you, we might have to come up with a strategy that will move you beyond what you think you can currently do. So you have to be open and honest to that. But let's say you are already a graphic designer that is extremely skilled with what you can do. For example, that means that you are probably more ahead of the curve than some of our other course members. But it can sometimes be a very unique niche that can bring you into the next level all of a sudden very quickly with 3 or 4 items. I personally made $10,000 royalty with one Christmas card design one year. So you never know what that one product will be. So, and sometimes even if it's like an artistic product or a photography product, or look at Grumpy Cat, they got their start on Zazzle, and it's a picture of a cat with some text, right? Who knew? Who knew? So you have to help. We have to help you find your niche, find where you excel, and what works for me may not work for you, but the business practices, which is what the course is all about, and the mentoring is definitely what is involved. And that's why we're moving to the mentoring program, because it's not a cookie cutter explanation for each person. The courses are there to set you up with a structure, but it's the mentoring and the one-on-one approach that's going to get you to the next level. And we are both fully committed. And that was Jess's extra question was, how long is this going to happen? We're going to make it work as long as possible. Again, no guarantees, and you'll have to just trust us. We are very passionate about this. We've done this for over a year. We've actually taken all of my Zazzle earnings of the last year and invested in all the tech and salaries for people to do things, and just to set this up. So at some point, we also need to make a little bit of money. And if it stays profitable so that we can run this as a business, because that's the whole point, then we will continue to do this as long as people are willing to be part of our Zazzle journey. And that is my commitment to you. We are definitely set in our terms of our business plan to be in this for at least 4 to 5 years. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, I can't help that. But in the meantime, you have to trust that even if the course didn't stay open for more than 3 or 4 years, you have already received 4 or 5 years of 3 or 4 years of mentoring and business advice and encouragement to the point where you won't be the same person anymore. You will be so good at doing this by yourself. You'll be shining. You won't need us anymore. But I'm hoping that, let's check in 3 or 4 years from now, Jess. You sign up today. Let's do it. We have a commitment, and I will honor my commitment to be there for you as much as I can. And if you do the same, then there is no reason. The business model is correct. The opportunities are endless. Obviously, if Zazzle, something happens down the road, you never know. But so sometimes you just have to trust. And I trusted Zazzle so long ago. Oh my gosh, my husband kept saying, when are you going to get a real job? And I don't trust this Zazzle. It never will work. If he would know that I now have made over $1 million on royalties alone on Zazzle, he would be floored. He would have never, ever expected it. And I wouldn't have expected it, but it's happened. And actually, I'm working on moving to the 101,100,000 mark now. It's crazy. And I want that for everyone. Obviously, down the road, maybe I'll be retired by then, and you'll just have to keep in touch with me. I will be so thrilled when I see what your total is as the years progress. And that's all I can do. This is also why we don't have a guarantee, because the guarantee is us. And if you want it, go for it. If you don't want it, we have, we will honor, and it's our privilege and our, we are so grateful to have this conversation with you, even just to see what's possible and have you trust us, because we have come completely, open circle. We showed you who we are, where we've come from, how we've struggled, how we've moved along, and we had to trust in ourselves a long time ago. And we're not here to just get you to buy the course and then we leave you. No, that's actually why we're moving to the mentoring program, so that we can be there for you when you need it most. And we're going to also make it possible that you don't just have to be on Facebook, that we can try and can contact each other in different ways, so that we can definitely help everyone who is in the course.
Yes. And of course, different time zones too.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
No, and we're really drilling this mentoring thing, but I think, to be honest, the mentorship that we give has made people realize much more about what the course material has in it. Because I have my own personal experience. It has nothing to do with Zazzle. It has nothing to do with what we're selling. But I took Spanish lessons in university and in high school. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand, and I couldn't get the accent, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't remember the words. I couldn't have a conversation. It was horrible. And my mom actually has tried doing as well. She can't. But it was only until I immersed myself and started speaking to the people who are like-minded and spoke to me in Spanish that I finally clicked and understood and realized the way that I can learn. And it wasn't because I couldn't read the books and I didn't understand. I understood perfectly, but I didn't have the knowledge base and the interaction that I needed.
Yeah, intense day-to-day stuff. Yeah.
The intense day-to-day interaction and communication that I needed to actually learn Spanish. And finally, I learned Spanish, and it was because I surrounded myself with people who taught me and helped me and spoke to me in Spanish. And it's the exact same thing with the 30-day profit plan, that we create a community with you where we mentor you and we teach you and we push you to your limits, and we tell you where you can succeed and what your amazing point, like what your great qualities are and how to flaunt them or how to expand on them. And, you know, surrounding yourself with people like this helps you and brings you up in a positive way. Because what we're saying is, yes, of course, maybe you can learn all of this information by yourself, but the important aspect of the course is that we are here at your disposal for you to learn from us and to interact with us and to, you know, communicate. And I think that once you communicate, it's the same thing with you and I. When we start speaking for a new idea, I'll say something, then she'll say something, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, wait, I know this now. And then we bounce ideas off each other. And in the beginning, I wouldn't have thought of that first idea or the last idea because I had a different idea completely. And, you know, our course helps people do that on their own and realize that, you know, maybe this isn't working and this is another way that they can approach the situation.
It's truly the case. And that is why we're moving to the mentorship and membership site type of program, because that's the value, the encouragement, the day-to-day information that you get. Because see, even our courses, we've always strive to keep our courses up to date as much as possible, but all of a sudden something changes on Zazzle, and you'll notice already when you start doing some of the things on the courses, they don't look the same as when, if you look at the site now, and that would happen in like a month ago, and we're just catching up all the time doing our updates. And when you're in the mentorship program, those things we post them in the group chat, and they say, what do you think? What's happening with this change? How is this going to affect us? How can we work on our business plan now? And what should we do to be ahead of the curve so that when this all blows over, or if this is a new feature, how can we take advantage of it before most people even realize it's happened? And so that's the power of mentoring. And that's the power of our group. And we are so pleased to be able to do that with those people in the group that really want to succeed. And so one more time, I know we're going to, because we've already been on for 2 hours, I want to make sure that even though the clock is ticking down, we'll still answer any more questions that you have. But I also want to just finalize this with one more statement, is should we actually go back to the one slide where it says May 31st? I don't know if we can just do that easily, but we want to really emphasize that even though you see certain things on the website in terms of how the course is described, and you're being asked to buy the 30-day profit plan, it is incorporating everything that we are going to move into the future with. So you will get the beginner's 7 Days to Success course. You will get the 30-day profit plan. You will get the mentoring aspect. And you will get it for $9.97 US one-time payment with all those bonuses that we talked about. But I'm not going to confuse things right now. Check the chat, you'll get the information. And you can also use these 12-month payment plan so that when you've paid 12 months worth of $97 US, then you are in if you buy before May 31st. So that's the irony of the whole thing. You can be still paying your subscription or your 12-month payment plan into the part where into June and July and into the year as a one-time 12 payment plan person, and then never have to pay anything again if you start this course before May 31st. If you start June 1st, then you're going to have to pay $97 US per month for as long as you're part of our course.
Yeah, you can always at one point decide you don't want to be a part of it and cancel your subscription.
Yeah, but only after 12 payments. So either way, you're always going to have to pay 12 payments of 97. But for those that don't get in before May 31st, you're going to have to keep paying those payments afterwards, no matter what. And that is what we really want. All of you loyal followers, all of our wonderful beginners course members, we really want to alert you to this and make you aware that this is your opportunity to get in now, to lock in the price so that ultimately down the road, you can say, well, I only paid my 12 payments of 97 or my one payment of, and in this case, $750
if you're a beginner's course.
If you're a beginner's course member.
Or and $897.
Yeah, if you're not a beginner's course member. And then you're free. Then you don't have to do any more work in terms of paying us. You just work on making money on Zazzle. And that's what we really want to make sure, that everyone can have the opportunity to make that decision for themselves. It will still be an amazing opportunity, even at 97 US, as you move through the course in the membership model. But since you've been following us all this time, and you know about what we do, and we really understand that this is a really great community that you want to be part of, and the courses are all there for you to work on, then you know that this is going to be huge, because then in year 2, when you're not paying anything because you signed up before May 31st, you will be making, you'll gain, because you won't be paying us anymore. You'll be just keeping all that in your pocket. Whereas the people who started after on June 1st or later, they will have to be paying about $1,000 US per year that you don't have to pay.
I want to clarify, Jess asked a good question again. Does the monthly payments, I'm assuming she means the 12-month payment plan, get you right into the mentoring? Yes, of course.
Yes.
If you start and sign up today or during May, you will get everything that we spoke about.
Everything.
You don't have to wait, and you don't have to wait until the end of 12 months to get access to the course or get access to the mentoring. As soon as you make your first payment, you get your login information. Like as soon as you sign up, you get your login information, you get access to all of the course videos, you get access to all of the previous Facebook Q&As that we've done, which there's a lot of them. You get access to all of the previous resources that we've given our course members, and you will get
learning labs,
which
we haven't even explained, but we didn't want to confuse people.
Yeah, well, one learning lab, but yes, we will. You get access to all of the course material that the current course members have, and you will be able to use it right away if you decide to do the payment plan.
And you are obligated to pay 12 payments of 97 US, and that is definitely something that you have to do. You do need to do that in order to continue to be in the course. And even if you decide the course isn't for you, there is no guarantee. You still owe us the 97 US for 12 payments. That's part of the deal. We're just making it easier for you to pay.
Yes. Sorry, I wanted to say the bonus code for the $100 off, if you're not a course member, is only for the full payment plan. And the bonus code that if you want to get the $147 off in addition to the 100 for the beginners is for the full payment. The beginners still get a discount on the payment plan.
Yep.
So email us if you're interested in both payment options, but you obviously win if you pay for the full payment, because you get the additional $100 off. If you pay the payment plan, the $100 bonus that we're offering you today is not applicable.
Yeah, because we want to get you in at the one payment plan, so you don't have to worry, you're finished, and give you the best price at $750 if you're a beginner's course member, or $897 if you're coming into the courses without having any payments or purchases beforehand. And that way you don't have anything to worry about, and you don't have to worry that you always have your credit card ready or PayPal account ready to take another payment out. And it's worth the effort, and it also is less money, because if you do the math, 12 times 97 is more than 997. So either way, so you win in all different ways here. And the main thing is to get in before May 31st so that you don't have to continue to pay the membership fees once they come into effect.
And if you buy before May 31st, you will be part of our May Masterclass program.
Or June.
Sorry, no, yeah. May.
June. Yes.
Am I messing it up now?
June. May 31st.
No, but if they buy like now, I say.
Oh, I see. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm messing it up.
No, June is not a mess. They'll be part. If you buy during the month of May, we've just started our VIP Masterclass session.
As of tomorrow, as of Monday.
So you will be able to take advantage of the mentoring calls this month. Yes. And if you look on the join page, you'll realize that every 2 months we do a masterclass, which means that we every week go on live with you. We're very active within the Facebook group and we interact with you much more. And then we have a month, which is a self-study month, which is on and off. So one masterclass month, one self-study month. So if you actually buy today, for example, or this weekend, you will have your first mentoring class on Tuesday, sorry. And we're very excited. So it'll be every Tuesday you get a mentoring call. So yeah. If you wait until the end of May, then you have to wait actually until July, which is true. You mixed it up.
I did.
Thankfully, I'm here to keep you on track.
I know. I need my partner.
So yeah, if you buy, that's why I wanted to say you have the entire month of May to think about it and decide. However, if you want to get started this month doing the mentoring classes, sign up now, because on Tuesday you will have your first call.
Yes. Yes. We are so excited to do this, and we're so passionate about making sure that everyone can join and make it work for them. And that is, if you haven't realized that already, then the class isn't for you. But if you feel resonate with us and you realize that, yeah, you could learn from us, and our system is the way that you want to move forward and take your business to the next level using Zazzle, then that is awesome. And we will be committed to helping you get to where you want to go.
Okay. So one more time, if you have any questions, write them in the chat or send us an email if you're interested in getting the bonus codes. Even if you're unsure about
how all this works,
send us an email.
Yes.
And it is at support@elkeclarke.com. Here, I will go to that slide one more time. Here. And yes, as I said, if you are interested in joining the course, do it soon, because you want to take advantage of the mentoring that we have in the month of May. June is a self-study month. So if you purchase at the end of May, you will have a month where you won't be able to take advantage of the mentoring sessions. So
yes, we're still in the Facebook group, but we don't do all these like video calls and everything like that. So if you're going to decide to do it and you're sort of thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll go until the end of May before, because she said end of May, then you're missing out on a whole session, which you could already take advantage of, and we could start getting going on what you need to do to get started on Zazzle.
Okay, well, I think we've kept each other. We've been on a record of 2 hours and 20 minutes. Wow. Yeah. And we've got a whole bunch of people on
that are still on. We are so grateful that you've taken the time to listen to us. And if you have any other questions, please contact us at support@elkeclarke.com. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for all of your time. And let's go back on live here.
There we go.
So
see our beautiful faces.
We are who we are. We are people who have, for the last plus 10 years, made money on Zazzle. We are now trying to share with you not only our journey, our successes, but the possibilities that you can also follow in our footsteps and use our program, both the courses and the mentoring, to really get moving along in Zazzle for your success. That's what we're hoping for you to have. And that's why we keep tweaking the program. We keep helping people out as best as we can, so that we can see people who want to be 5-figure, 6-figure Zazzle earners and have a passive online income where they can have time freedom to be with their family, and to travel and to do whatever they want to do, pay off their house, whatever, as well as just have a sense that you're running a business that's giving you money, using your creativity, and being valued for it because you're getting paid for doing what you love.
Yes. So I'm Jen Clarke.
And I'm Elke Clarke.
And thank you so much for spending so much time with us. We've had a great chat up close and personal with you. And hopefully you've learned a lot about us and we've learned a lot about you. So thank you so much for sharing, and thanks for joining us.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.